everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. The running game will be a focus today. The Giants have the best rush defense in the league, and they're going against the Ravens, who will try to avoid becoming one-dimensional. With that, we're off to MetLife Stadium in New Jersey as we bring in the two men who will call our game, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Giants. This is taken near the 13. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Now a carry here for Terrence West. And some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 24 that time. And the Ravens are going to have a first down.
And that's definitely the way you get things started. That's the way it was drawn up in the locker room, in pregame, and everything. And they got it done right away, running the ball for a big game.
They'll run it with West. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And hauled in by Pitta. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. A red zone first down for Flacco. To the right side to Aiken. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be a 2nd down.
That combines terrific run-stopping ability with a quick first step to the passer.
Second down to the offense in search of 6 yards. This is West. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them, and we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. So an even first quarter on the scoreboard, but the threat of points on the horizon. 0-0 our score. Back to MetLife Stadium in just a moment.
The NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Head & Shoulders. Shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the Ravens strike first. It 3's in. So after slogging through a scoreless first quarter, we have action on the scoreboard. A field goal makes it 3-0.
Well, with these two offenses, we weren't going to stay 0-0 forever, were we? I'm not sure that this opens the floodgates, but I doubt that's the last scoring we're going to see.
They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And got his man complete. It's a big-time play there for the G-Man. 41 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory. Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Now it's the Chiefs' all-time leading rushers. Jamal Charles on the carry. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Now Simeon. And that is incomplete. Will tie the intended receiver. And it's 4th down.
Let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys. Because the offensive guys are always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. On defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3 points.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super tough.
2nd down, Flacco now. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he's brought down after a good gain.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass. You take that kind of a punch, though.
On 1st down, Flacco. He hits West underneath. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. It's JPP, 7th-year man Jason Pierre-Paul in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Giants have it. It's picked up, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety.
Yeah, this is good. I'm not going to even sugarcoat this one. I did not care at all for that play call.
Well, there's just so little time. You don't have much time to do anything. Why not, Charles, just run the football, take it into the locker room?
As you know, there's more bad things than good that can happen when you're backed up this deep with this little time. And sure enough, this is a late safety.
And the Ravens taking the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead. But a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Shift together here from the D-line. 1st and 10 here for Flacco. Setting up the screen for West. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
An encroachment penalty here, maybe just a mental lapse, partner.
Sometimes you have to just watch the football. Make sure it's snapped before you're jumping.
First down.
Operating out of the gun, Flacco. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. 5 yards left for the offense. It's 2nd down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. 3rd and just 1. It's Flacco. He's got it to West on the dump off. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. Once more, it's Flacco. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They go pass again with Flacco. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Well, there's times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guys playing it are really wishing for college rules. Only need that one foot down instead of 2. It's awfully difficult on the sideline, isn't it?
3rd and goal, Flacco. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will push the lead up to 5. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front, as we'll send you down the coast to Orlando, where we check in with our friend Larry Ridley and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Giants had a great passing game going last week, but haven't put up the same type of numbers so far. The Ravens defense obviously has something to do with that and should be credited. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. And the pass and catch will end up going for 41 yards. And they go on to kick a field goal to end the drive. About halfway through the second, quick pass, and Pitta gets the completion. And he'll eventually be brought down, but not before getting to the 37-yard line. Ravens would later fumble away possession. Ravens have it late in the second. Flacco's on point with the throw, and he'll be tackled at the 31-yard line. Unfortunately, they would have to settle for just a field goal. So that's a wrap for us. We'll head back now to MetLife Stadium for the start of the second half.
This will be taken about the 12. And this will not be a good return. He's out of bounds at the 12. Here's the Ravens defense as they head out to set up shop. They had a pretty solid first half. Not many adjustments, but I guess there's probably always some adjustments that can be made.
Usually it's just tightened down on the things we've worked on all week in practice. Everyone thinks that just
Jamal Charles, nobody in front. The 40, 30, 10, 5, and he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Offense.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. Now Simeon. And he can't quite bring it in. Might have heard footsteps there across the middle. Second down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Simeon. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. And the offense moving quickly to the line. He'll look to throw. Looking for Gronkowski, and he's got him complete. The 30. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Rob Gronkowski, 78 yards. And the Giants are going to jump back in front. And, you know, you and I praise tight ends in today's game a lot for being just like a bigger-bodied wide receiver. Boy, a play that long from that position, you just didn't used to see that as much.
No, you were really just counting on the tight end position to catch the football and get what they got on the catch. And now it's the run after the catch that makes them so dangerous. Hard to bring those big guys down when they get rolling.
Couldn't bring him down here. Got into the end zone. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, to something to get you off to a quick start.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Mike Wallace, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more.
Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
A gain of 3, second down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On second down, Jamal Charles. And he's brought down. And Beckham alone to the left side. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys did not play offense.
Looking to throw. Hard throw. Incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And it's fourth down. So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
And the challenge pays dividends. The ref overturns the play.
Everyone gets a bonus on this one, Brandon. The coach upstairs who signaled down and said challenge it, and the head coach for pulling the red flag.
So they recover the fumble but could not take advantage of the short field. They do get 3.
And no one ever turns down 3 points going up on the board. But the offense will go to the sidelines wondering what if. On the defense on the other side, they'll celebrate holding them to just a field goal after giving up such bad field position.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Kelvin Shepherd coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Here's West. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
All right, partner, let's go back over the last couple of plays. Sack, loss of yards on a running play. Not exactly the sequence that an offensive coordinator gets comfortable with when calling plays.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. He's got it to West on the dump off. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That one good for 12 yards. And that's going to make it fourth down.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Sam Cook now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. Beckham, the return. Three quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Finding time. His throw incomplete. He was trying to get it off to Jamal Charles there. And that'll bring up second down.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Goes right side, complete to Gronk. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Now Simeon. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you've got to defend it the same way you would defend the first down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You play through the receivers, and on that play, that's exactly what they did, and batted it away.
Simeon. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. 1st and goal from the 8. They run it. It's Charles. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up. They'll let Charles try and get him in. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This just a 24-yard attempt. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout. And now we're set to get going. Here we go. A big play and a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. And this play is going nowhere fast as he goes down. That one might need to go back to the drawing board as they fail on the 2-point try. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays for one of your better players and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now it's Flacco. He was trying to get it to Steve Smith that time. And now it's third down. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. Flacco to throw. Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
New York set to take the field. They're in a good spot. 2-possession game, barely, but and now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And now he'll tuck it and run. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. That'll be their second, so 1 more chance to stop the clock here. Then we'll be back. First down and goal. The offense knocking on the door. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be third and goal. And the D has an extra defensive back here on a very important third down.
Definite pass here.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Losing 6 yards there to bring up fourth. And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on 4th and goal. Now Thompson. And that is incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
Obviously a tough spot here. They need a lot of luck to win this game, but still a small chance.
They've got to make sure they get the ball to the sidelines, get out of bounds, preserve clock.
Flacco. Smith catches left side. And he's brought for timeout. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Pressure mounting. Flacco. Oh, no, he lost the football. Offense with a fumble, but they recover it, and it brings up 2nd down. And they're going to speed things up here. Flacco. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by the longtime Bengal, Leon Hall.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.